Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to show you how we cook our curry goat in our kitchen. Now here we have some fresh thyme, we've got some scotch bonnet peppers, some onion and some scallion. Guys, you can add whatever seasoning that you like. And over here is our mutton. Now we didn't want to make a very long video, so we don't have a clip of how we clean up our mutton, but it was done nicely and yeah, ready for seasoning. Now you can see we have our curry powder right here. We're just adding in a little bit of garlic powder, and my mom basically will add a little bit of black pepper as well and a pinch of salt to taste. Now bearing in mind guys, you can cook your curry goats however you like to, because there's many different ways and process of how you can basically cook to your own liking. Okay, so this is a little bit of salt here that she's adding in. And on our wooden spoon right here is a little bit more of curry powder that we're just going to throw in our pot, because what we're going to do is burn our curry, okay, first before we start cooking it. So what my mom likes to do, she likes to cook in all the seasoning at the same time, because it just add a lot more flavor as well, okay. But if you want to add at the end when you're basically when your meat is almost close to finish cooking, then you can do that. It's totally up to you. So she's just gonna rub everything in right now, okay. And to be honest with you, we don't have to really season and leave to marinate from overnight, but if it's something that you want to do, you can do that. But we're just like cook on the go kind of family, and honestly it tastes so good either way. Sometimes when you're seasoning your meat as well, you can add a little bit of oil, and this is what my mom is doing. It's basically cooking oil I'm referring to, or if you have olive oil, it doesn't matter. And we find that it does help to allow all the seasoning to naturally get absorbed onto your meat very nicely, okay. So there's nothing about all the season that you've prepared that is missing from your meat, okay. So that is exactly just what she's doing right here. Moving on, our pot is on the stove with some chopped garlic cloves, okay. And what we're going to do is throw in some pimento seeds, otherwise known as pimento berries. Basically it is the same thing. Then we're throwing in our curry powder. We stir that around. We're burning our curry powder. I mean, a lot of us and a lot of you from the Caribbean knows exactly what that means. And you don't want to leave it to burn until it is totally black. That's not really necessary. And then what we'll do, we'll add our meat into our pot. I like to reiterate as well that you don't have to always slow cook your meat if you're limited with time, but we naturally like to slow cook our meat because we feel as if we get a better taste, and all the seasoning that we basically add in, rubbing onto our meat and everything, I don't know, I just feel as if it's when you slow cook it, everything just absorb really well onto the meat. However, you can use your pressure cooker, you can half pressure your meat and then do the rest by slow cooking. It is totally up to you. Now when you're cooking like your meat, especially when you're slow cooking, you basically add it in first, like what we're doing right here. Just stir that around, and then we will cover this pot, and we expect the meat to spring its own water, which will happen maybe around 10 minutes or so after we cover this pot, okay. So this is around 10 minutes or so, estimated 10 minutes, because we have not really been checking the time, but that's something that you will have to use your own discretion when you're cooking. But you can see the water has sprung naturally on its own, okay, and this is exactly what you want before you start adding in your water. But then when you're adding in water onto your meat to slow cook it, it's not going to be cold water, it's going to be some hot water. So make sure you have your kettle always ready and waiting, okay. Just going to leave it like this, and we checked again and we realized the water is still rising, which is not a problem at all, okay. So we're just going to leave this to continue to cook before we get to adding our water manually ourselves. Now guys, you can see that the water level has decreased. Okay, so what we're going to do is start adding some hot water in our pot ourselves. That looks so amazing, honestly. And it's just like a cup of water that you will add, and you will continue to test your meat. Just use a fork and continue to test to see how tender it is. Okay, and then you will know that, okay, well, my meat is ready, or it's not yet ready, or it needs a little bit more time to cook. So we all know by now that slow cooking can take up to an hour or sometimes 1 hour and 30 minutes. But here we are, our mutton is still on the go cooking. Now we're just going to test that just to see how tender this meat is thus far. And yeah, it's really not ready as yet. You can see right here, the fork cannot even go through this meat. So we're just going to put the lid back on and we're just going to continue and let this cook some more. Moving on, you can see we already prepared our carrots and our potatoes, and yes, we also have some chocho that we're going to add into our pot. Okay, yes, you can add your chocho in whatever that you are cooking. And looking from here, you can see that our meat is ready. Okay, it's fully tenderized to how we want it. All right, so we will then add our chocho, carrot, and our potato in this pot. Okay, now we will not be re-adding the seasoning like the scallion and the onion and also the thyme, because remember those were cooked in from the get-go. All right, so all of that is infused into this mutton. All right, so we don't really need to re-add all of that into the pot. However, when you're cooking, you will taste as you go along. So if your pot needs a little bit more salt to it, then you will add a little bit more salt to it, right? Because if it's too fresh, then you need a little bit more salt and things like that. So we're adding in a piece of butter right here, our scotch bonnet pepper. It is a must when you're cooking curry goat or anything curry or any meat. We like spice here, so but don't overdo it, and we're not going to burst this pepper either. So we're adding in a little bit more garlic powder as well, but no salt, because we taste our pot, so we know it does not need any more salt at all. Now please do remember to follow us on Instagram at Joan Homemade Meals, and tell your friends and your family about our YouTube channel, and like, share, and to subscribe. Adding in the chocho, the carrot, and also the potato does help to create a great consistency of the gravy texture, okay, which you can see right here. This is exactly what we are looking for. Now we did also add a bit of bay leaf into our pot as well. Smells absolutely amazing. Now it's an optional decision. It's not something that you have to add into your pot or when you're cooking your mutton or whatever meat, but we just wanted to do that. We're like, oh, we have some bay leaves, let's just add it as well into it, create a little bit more, you know, flavor and all of that, aroma and things like that. So it's really good. Now guys, honestly, if you don't want to slow cook your meat, remember, again, you do not have to. It is just a personal choice, basically. If you want to do your pressure cooker, then go ahead and do that. But guys, if you're in my kitchen right now, you'll be like, when is dinner going to be ready? Because this smells, not just smells, but tastes absolutely amazing. We will kick it off with some lovely delicious rice and peas right here. We have rice and peas video on our channel, and we also have a lot of little small clips on our Instagram. Please guys, remember to share, like, and to subscribe, and I will definitely show you the final plate. We are happy to show you our final plate. Delicious cooked curried goat with some rice and peas, shredded vegetable, potato salad with prawns on the side. We had also went ahead and cooked some white rice, because you know curry goat goes really well with some white rice. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.